Get that shit going! Anyone who's lost, pick them up! Here we go! You got to be the salvation! Save the lost of us! We will all run to the outside! Give it me a better life! Into the world! Not using the ground to be a conscience! In our place! Who will take life? Can I see your fist?
This is Kelvin. I wanted to do a quick video about the Hatebreed show that happened in Albuquerque, New Mexico on November 10th at the El Rey Theater. It was a fucking badass show, and yeah, probably one of the best shows I've been to this year. I'd say the only other show that was better than this was the Cavalera show at the Sunshine Theater. So yeah, I was like super stoked on the lineup, and I upgraded to the Hatebreed meet and greet, so I was really just looking forward to the show. And I'm lucky that like my schedule worked out, that I got to take off early and get to the venue early and meet the band. Yeah, the meet and greet, the way it worked was you check in at the door like at 5 o'clock, and then you get your little laminate here, and then you go, they let you in, and then you get to meet the band and get some pictures with the band and some like autographs. So yeah, you kind of have to like do like single file lines, so you don't have a lot of time to interact with the band, but it was still cool. I'm a big fan of Hatebreed, but I'm a huge fan of Josta and the Josta podcast, which is kind of like what I've been doing, and pretty much just like emulating what he's doing, but in this local area. But yeah, I got a picture with the band, got some stuff signed. I got the record, the last record that came out signed, The Weight of False Self. I got the band to sign there next to their picture. And then Sean Martin, he is the guitarist from the Perseverance lineup, so he was actually at the show. But yeah, so after that, we got to check out the merch and like grab some merch before like the doors were open for the rest of the public. So I got some merch. I got this Hatebreed tour shirt. It's got the tour dates on the back, which is what I love. And then I got some obituary stuff, just because I love obituary. It's the obituary tour shirt with the dates on the back. Also got so obituary re-released like their first two albums, re-recorded live, the Slowly Rewrought and Cause of Death. Yeah, I've been listening to these a lot. I used to have the CDs a while back, which I lost. I don't know where I put them, but I've been listening to these a lot, and kind of just cool, just bringing back all those like times where I discovered them when I was 18. So really excited to see Obituary there too. But after the meet and greet, put my stuff away, and with this laminate, I got to bypass the line. So I got in early, and I secured a spot like right up front at the guardrail. So yeah, I would say this right here was worth it just to get that spot. But the lineup was Hatebreed, Obituary. They were doing a one-off date with the Hatebreed. They're currently touring with Amon Amarth, Carcass, and Cattle Decapitation, so it was cool to see them. Gatecreeper, Body Snatcher, and Dying Wish. So I'll just kind of talk about the bands and play a couple quick live clips. The first band on the bill was Dying Wish. They're like a metalcore / melodic death metal band from Portland, Oregon. And I hadn't heard them too much. Jamie Josta interviewed the singer Emma Boster not too long ago on his podcast, so it was cool to kind of hear their story. And yeah, they're definitely remind me of like the bands from the 2000s, bands like Darkest Hour, Light the City, and As I Lay Dying. So it was really cool. And I really liked the front woman, the way she kind of like just was, dancing on stage and got like a lot of the female fans involved during the set. So pretty cool band. Everyone should check them out. I'll play a quick clip of them right now. All right, the next band after Dying Wish was Body Snatcher. They're from Melbourne, Florida. They're deathcore, really super heavy, down-tuned deathcore. The kind of band that, you could just feel their riffs, like, it's so heavy. It was my first time seeing them. I'm, not too familiar with their catalog. I know they just put out a new album this year called Bleed Abide, which I was able to check out, and it's a pretty badass album. It's super long too. It's like 14 or 15 songs, like almost like over an hour of music. But yeah, just a super heavy band. I really enjoyed the front man. He was like super like just energetic, the way he just like walks on stage and just kind of like looks like he's just having fun, like fucking around, and yeah, really getting the crowd going. I would say they probably had the biggest pit. They actually too. They also had the biggest line for merch too, which I was surprised. But I'll play a quick clip of Body Snatcher right here, so check it out.
Let's go! It's so fucking late. Witness the gravity of fear. We all finally feel. Bloody waiting to get that one.
All right, the third band to play was the Arizona Hometown Heroes, Gatecreeper. I've seen them multiple times. The last time I saw them was back in January. They did a show at the Sister Bar in Albuquerque. I think it was like one of the shows leading up to their Obituary Decibel tour. So yeah, that was the last time I checked them out. But when I lived in Phoenix, I saw them multiple times, like every other month it felt like. But it was cool to see them in this theater, the El Rey Theater. It's probably the biggest venue that I've seen them play. So yeah, their style, I think it really fits with that big arena or big theater venue, just because it's like slow, mid-tempo, like super heavy, like Akshim 2 guitar toned death metal. So yeah, I think that sound like fits really well in those big open theaters. Yeah, it was super sick. If you haven't seen them, what I like too is like before they play their set, they always like have like a playlist, and it's always funny just to hear like crazy like 90s country or like just some like southern rap on their playlist. But yeah, it was a sick show. I got their merch before the show, and I went all out. I like just grabbed like almost everything off their merch just because I love to support that band. And They always have the sickest merch too, so I had to grab a lot of stuff and got a hat and a hoodie and some shirts. But yeah, check them out, and I think there's a few more dates left of this tour. I saw that their Lamb of God tour in Europe got canceled, which kind of sucks. So hopefully they can make up some shows, places they haven't been to. But yeah, check them out. There's a quick clip. Next was the one-off show that Obituary is appearing on for this tour. So yeah, Obituary, they're just old school death metal from Tampa, Florida. Definitely, I think they're a big influence on Gatecreeper, just with that slow mid-tempo style. And yeah, I've seen them a couple times. I think the last time I saw them was like in Phoenix. I think when I think it was the Hatebreed 20th anniversary tour. It was like Hatebreed, Obituary, Helmet, Skeletal Remains, and that was I think that was the last time I saw Obituary. But yeah, just a fun band. I feel like they're just kind of like a party band. They always play like Lynyrd Skynyrd before their set, which is always cool. And yeah, I got their tapes here and the shirt, and yeah, definitely a big supporter of Obituary. And then they played a new song. Their new album is coming out in January, so yeah, that new song fucking hits hard. It's just it like fits right into their set list really well. So I'll play a quick clip of Obituary here, so check it out. And then finally, Hatebreed did their set. I was kind of curious about what they would do. Since this is the 20 Years of Perseverance tour, my thought was that they would just do the whole Perseverance album. But their set started. They did just a couple of their newer songs. New meaning like the songs that are not the Perseverance songs. So they did a quick set. I want to say like 5 or 6 songs of just like some non-Perseverance songs, and then they introduced their guitarist Sean Martin, and he went ahead and started to go and play tracks from that Perseverance album, and also from their first release, the Satisfaction is the Death of Desire. I really love that Perseverance album. I think when I first started kind of getting into metal and death metal, and Perseverance came out in 2002, and I remember picking it up when I was like a 10th grader, and just really I think I really liked it because Slayer was always like endorsing them, and I think they were on multiple Slayer tours like in the early 2000s, so I could definitely hear that Slayer influence. And at the time I was like a huge Slayer fan, so Hatebreed definitely scratched that itch for like thrash. Anyway, the show was like fun. I really dig Jamie Josta's stage presence, getting the crowd involved. and yeah, just like yeah, his overall energy, and yeah, the Perseverance. They did a Perseverance set, and you know they kind of did songs out of order. I thought they would do like songs in the order of the Perseverance album, but they kind of changed it up, which was cool. And then they finished off with "I Will Be Heard," which is probably their most famous song. But yeah, it was a fucking amazing show. Really glad I got to meet the band, and you know just tell Jamie that you know I'm a big fan of his work with the podcast, and yeah, it'd be cool to talk to him, but I know that dude's like super busy, and but yeah, maybe one day I'll talk to him in a longer like conversation. But yeah, check out this clip of Hatebreed, and yeah, thanks for checking this out. Yeah.
They call me Josta. We're Hatebreed. We love you, Albuquerque. This is it. Last one. Make it count. I will be home.